No. This is like something out of a sitcom. You're like standing there covered in flour and like black smoke on your face.
I'm serious. I'm sweating.
I have LSU flashbacks.
My back feels like, okay, now I'm trying to figure out why my back is so fucking sore. Like I never really get a sore back. I finally figured that out. But this was my day. The health department comes. Now this guy's yelling at me about the stupidest shit. He's like, you have raw hamburger on the second shelf of this walk-in. I'm like, my freezer just broke. I moved the hamburger because it was defrosting and I'm sorry. And he's like, you got to move this. Like in the middle of lunch rush. I'm like, I don't care. I was rude to that motherfucker. I don't care if you write us a shitty report at this point because I give up. I'm done. So yeah, so that's what happened. Now I'm like, my back is killing me. I realized the other 2 days ago, wait, what's today? What the fuck?
Monday.
Okay. Saturday, I ate an edible at like 1:00 in the afternoon because I don't know, I just gave zero fucks. And then I wasn't feeling any pain and I went out and I swept the entire driveway because right now is when all that shit's falling from the trees. It's yellow and I vacuum it up because it gets on your feet, you know?
Cindy, I feel like you're the only person who gets motivated to do chores when they get high.
Yeah.
Like I turn into an absolute vegetable when I take an edible.
I swept and I'm sweeping and I'm like, God, I hate sweeping and raking, but it's not bothering my back at all. Sweep. I woke up this morning and I felt like somebody like fucking ran over my back with a truck. Because you know what I mean? I think like and after like a 20 minutes of that, you know, sweeping, and you had to really sweep hard because that shit was stuck. I'm like, I'm going to be sore.
You know, to get the pollen, you can just like use the hose.
My hose isn't even hooked up yet. Are you kidding me? It was 40 degrees out.
I'm sorry. It was 93 today and I broke a sweat going to get the mailbox.
Oh God. Yeah. It was so hot today.
It was so humid.
Lauren, what's the temperature there?
It was 72 today.
Where are you, Lauren?
I'm in Ohio.
Okay. So yeah. Definitely. It's fully by May in Florida and Louisiana, it's like fully summer.
Oh yeah.
I would kill myself. Seriously. If it was 92 today in that kitchen.
Okay, really 92, but it was 113% humidity.
I would die.
Oh, it really was. It was 93 here today and felt like 99 is what the weather app said.
It was terrible.
I hate the humidity. I hate summer. I hate that it gets dark now at what? What time is it? It's 8:30 and it's just starting to get dark here. Are you fucking kidding? I want it dark at 4:00.
You a wild one.
No, I'm with Cindy on that one. I like the winter better.
I want it dark. I wanted at least 25 degrees. Don't even push me with the 30 degrees, okay? I want it dark and cold. And then I realized that I'm identifying as a mushroom now.
You like damn places?
Right. LBGTQA plus M. I'm a mushroom.
Teresa, she likes moist places.
So I've decided that. I'm like, you know what? I got to write a joke about how I want to be in the dark. I want it cold. And I'm going to identify as a mushroom now.
You wild.
I think you're allowed to do that. Apparently you can identify as anything you want these days.
Do what you do.
So yeah, that was my day. And
well, you know what? So this morning it rained all yesterday, and then I was like, oh, it's going to be cool because, like, the rain brings the cool weather, is in my mind.
I think it brings humidity.
Yeah, that's what it does. So
you know what I hate the most is in the summer when it rains and it does cool off, but then as soon as the sun comes back out, all the steam from the pavement.
Oh, yeah. It's terrible.
It's the worst.
Well, so I want to run 365 miles this year. Because there's 365 days. Except 1 mile a day is not happening. So what I do is I run like 1 mile at a time, like 3 times a day. And up until like last week, it was doable because then I wouldn't run for like a week or something, or a couple days, and I'd make it all work. Well, today I did it for breakfast. I ran a mile at 7 and then a mile like 10 minutes before I needed to be working from home. And then I was just sweating like all day. It's like you never cool off.
Nope. No, you can't.
Can't.
That's why in the summer I literally just stay inside. Like I just don't go outside.
That's me.
It's too hot.
That's me. I mean, I don't go outside. I'm telling you, I get up and I go out onto my deck, and then I go, what the fuck are you thinking? And I come back in.
I'm really starting to identify with, you know how like you go to the zoo and like the big cats are never out during the day.
Yeah,
they just like stay in their like shady cave. Like
yeah.
I get it. I feel you on that.
We're big cats.
Yeah.
We're big cats.
I'm either in the house or floating in my pool.
Yeah, you don't have the pool yet, so we're waiting on that.
No, I know. It's everybody. There's like a year wait to get pools built down here right now. It's crazy.
Oh, it's probably horrible.
So I did buy an adult size inflatable pool though for this summer. I'm just gonna fully embrace my white trash. Might invite some guys with mullets over and like just hang out in the inflatable pool all summer with the dogs.
With the dog. Wait, so Margaret, what did you do for a pool though when you were at the townhouses there?
We had a community pool.
Oh, you did. So did you used to use it a lot? I don't remember.
Actually, no, I didn't. So
I was going to say, I don't remember you saying you ever even used that.
It's because it was actually right by our unit too, but it's because for anyone who's been listening for a while knows there's much drama in my old neighborhood, and the group that was at the center of the drama was like always at the pool on the weekends. So I wanted no part of that mess. But we did have one, but really hardly anyone used it. It was like the same group of 10 people because there were only 48 units in there, and like the average age was like 100 dead. So like early hundreds. So like hardly anyone.
Mid-century.
Yeah.
Mid-century modern.
We had legit antiques living in there.
So wait, are you missing the drama of your neighborhood?
Well, no, because I still have a lot of friends in there and they keep me updated. In fact, tonight they all wanted to meet Gilligan, and we still go to the vet in that neighborhood, and he went for his like make sure he's fine from getting him from the breeder a little checkup tonight. So while I was over there, we stopped by and had cocktail hour on the patio with my neighbors, and they filled me in on all the drama. So
yeah, I mean,
does your new neighborhood have an HOA?
No, that was like the number one criteria for our new house purchase was no HOA. Like I cannot deal. I'll never ever buy an HOA again.
Wait, but like, how does that work in a neighborhood? Like our neighborhood has an HOA, but it's not like serious. But, like,
well, right. Like there are degrees of HOAs. Like some it's basically like, some of them I think hardly even like dues are like $30 a year. And really all they do is like tell you can't paint your house hot pink and make sure you mow your lawn. And then there's HOA ours that was like way more intense. And like, there's definitely pros and cons. Like people can park their boat or RV in the driveway and like nobody can say a damn thing about it. You have to stare at their boat. But like, ultimately I've decided that I would rather look at someone's old RV than like be told, like it really just rubs me the wrong way. I've decided to be told what to do with my own property in any fashion. Like if I want to paint my house orange, I will. If I don't want to mow my lawn, I won't. Like and if my neighbor's roof caves in, I don't want to be responsible for paying for it. Like I'm not, and we got lucky. Like we're kind of getting to have our cake and eat it too, because we're on the block that butts up to the river, and there's like really nice houses on the river. Everyone on our street keeps their house really, really nice. So like we don't have the issue.
Yeah.
With
So I mean,
houses.
Our neighborhoods don't have those HOA things here.
Yeah, you do. You don't like pay to like keep the front of your like neighborhood sign up?
No, we have not where no. And well, I mean, if no one cuts their grass here, like you can call the town, but please trust me, some of these houses over here where I am that you can like they're abandoned. Like people just not pay the mortgage sometimes, you know, so they just look like but for the most part, though, like where I am, everybody's pretty good. But there's no HOA.
We don't have a lot either. We do have a town that's like founded by Les Wexner and what's his face? Epstein. And
Epstein who killed himself?
Yeah, he had a house here because Les Wexner, who owned the Limited and everything, he lives here. So there's an entire town community that was like built in 1995. And like they call it the white picket fence tax because there's a white picket fence because Les Wexner's like acres of property and all of his horse farms, they all have the white picket fence. So the whole town has to have it. So if you live in this city or this town, you can have like, there's a forest green, a navy, and then like one other color you can have shutters. You have to have like a certain color brick. You can only paint your house. And this is a town. It's not like an HOA. It's.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, right. We have a town here. It's Pittsburgh. And like even McDonald's wasn't allowed to paint their buildings like in the McDonald's colors, like a McDonald's. Like I'm like, that's their thing. But no, they were so special like that.
Yeah, there's it's outside Jackson, Mississippi. There's a town like that. They don't, or in Woodville. No, in what's outside of Houston?
Woodlands.
The Woodlands.
Yeah.
In the Woodlands, you can't have high billboards or anything like in the city. All your signs have to be like, I don't know, floor level.
Yeah, and I know Cindy and Teresa, you've both been to Asheville, but the Biltmore Village, like that area right in front of the entrance to the Biltmore estate, if you've been there, that's like that. It looks really nice. Like it's an adorable little area, but it's weird because there's a Carl's Jr. right in the middle of it. But it's like brick. It looks like a gingerbread house. Like it doesn't look like any normal fast food restaurant.
Well, the crazy thing about Asheville to me was the amount of raggedy ass, scary people that were just on the streets. Like I was like,
are you talking about Asheville or Nashville?
Asheville,
North Carolina.
No, Asheville with an A is like for crunchy ass people.
Yeah,
it's the crunchiest.
It is. But man,
Asheville with an A is the crunchiest.
But the homeless problem that they have there is like, it's beyond, I mean, it's like hardcore drug addicts just like all over the streets there. And there's even
just running the streets too, like bears, like woodland creatures.
It's chaos. There's just like bears and meth heads everywhere.
Yeah. Bears and meth heads in Asheville. No, it was too much for me. I was scared.
I mean, my uncle used to own a convenience store there, and it was sketchy at best. I mean, like he's a fellow. He's interesting.
I feel like you told us something about your uncle before that was kind of wild, but now I can't remember what it is.
One time he was an accomplice or something to a bear killing.
Is that bad?
Was the bear trying to steal his drugs?
What's the story with that? Like, what did the bear do?
His friend rolled up to his convenience store and was like, I got this bear. I found him off the side of the road. Who finds a bear off the side of the road? That's not how you find a bear.
Hey, didn't some girl just get mauled by a bear, right,
yeah,
Laura?
In Durango, Colorado. She was walking her 2 dogs, and the dogs came back, and the husband was like, where is she? And they found 3 bears.
Munching on her?
They just did the necropsy today, and there were human remains inside the bears that they found. So they
Oh, so they killed the 3 bears? They just assumed?
No, the 3 bears killed Goldilocks.
Right, but then how did they open up the bears? They must have killed the 3 bears.
Yeah, they euthanized. When they saw the bears, they suspected, so they just euthanized them, and then they started looking inside. And
Right. Oh, so
over here acting like all indignant, like due process applies to bears too. She's like innocent until proven guilty.
Like Lauren, they just like killed the 3 bears. The little Goldilocks and the 3 bear. I don't know. They killed her.
Wait, there was a poo bear across the river from me. In Port Allen that was killed because it was like hanging out in the neighborhood. The HOA said we can't have bears here.
Those are black bears, right?
Port Allen does not have HOAs.